welcome to another garden safari, and this time we're going to be looking at an elm tree. Now, elms have had a really terrible time over the past 50 years. Pretty much all the mature elms have gone from Britain, Europe, North America, all destroyed by Dutch elm disease. In fact, by successive waves of Dutch elm disease, getting progressively worse and more virulent. And in fact, that's a pandemic that shows no sign of ending at all. Now, one of the responses to that has been to come up with resistant versions of elm, cultivars, carefully bred from a mix of other elm trees, some of which show signs of being resistant. And a few of those have become really successful. About half a dozen or so you can buy and are now planted out in the countryside. And we've got one just down here at the bottom of the garden. So we're going to go and have a look at that now. So off we go. So we'll head down the garden towards the goal. Oh, look, the pig's there. We'll stand on the pig. The pig has lost its squeak. Never mind. That's a relief, actually. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to pan up through this tree, really beautiful golden yellow tree, and that is a resistant elm tree. It's a variety that's called Lutece, and it's probably the first of the resistant cultivars. So this was bred in Holland in some nurseries, and then it went on to France for further work. 20 or 30 years of field work meant that it was proven to be highly resistant, and then out it came as a thing that you could buy. And here on the Isle of Wight, about 3,000 of these wonderful things were planted over the past 25 years. And if we have a closer look, we can see it's got a classic, let's reach a more reachable one, a classic elm leaf. Can you see that? It's got serrated edges, it's got this asymmetric base. So elm leaves always have one bit that joins the stem before the other bit. It's very distinctive. And also you can see a whole bunch of little seeds here. So this is a kind of wych elm, this one. So it has the look and shape and form of a wych elm, but it's actually a mix of 4 or 5 different elms. But they all have these lovely winged seeds. These are called samaras. There are lots of other winged seeds, maples, acers, things like sycamores have them, ash trees of course have them, sometimes called keys, and they're designed so that the seed will drift away from the parent tree, carried by the wind, and grow somewhere where there's less competition. So there is a 20-year-old, perhaps a little bit less, Lutece doing fantastically well. And the wonderful thing about this is not only is it going to put back big elms in the countryside, and in fact in parks and gardens, but it's going to support a whole load of elm feeding wildlife that's almost disappeared. And top of that list is the white-letter hairstreak. I'd love to see one on this tree. I haven't seen one yet. You can tell when the males start fighting around the top that you've won and they found your tree, and that's exactly what happened in 2015 on a Lutece elm in the middle of Newport at Towngate. Still there, it has white-letter hairstreaks happily breeding on it, and that is a world first for the Isle of Wight. Another fantastic tick for our magnificent biosphere. Elms are a project that the Isle of Wight has led on, and that's fantastic news for wildlife. And there are 2 elm nurseries, in fact, 2 elm collections I should say, one in Newport and one in Yarmouth. So we've got all the various different cultivars of elm you can get here on the island in 2 fantastic collections, and loads of these beautiful Lutece elms out and about in the countryside. And I've got this one in my garden, which I'm very happy about. It really is a beautiful thing. So that's elms, and we'll do another one very soon.